Hello students, welcome to the third session of Physics Bridge course. Today we are going to discuss something interesting again. See, what I have in my right hand is a 50-gram weight, and in my left hand I have two of them, right? So, do you think is it possible for us to lift this 100-gram using only the 50-gram weight? Is it possible? Think over it. It might be, we don't know. Some of you can say no, it is not possible. So it is 100-gram, this is 50-gram. No way this can lift this 100-gram weight, right? But in physics we have a method. We have actually two methods. We will discuss one of that now, interesting one. And one of that, those two methods are to lift a larger weight using a smaller weight like this. Isn't it interesting? We are going to lift 100-gram using 50-gram, or here you have 500-gram or half kg, and here we have 1 kg set, and we are going to lift 1 kg using this half kg without any external force applied on it. Okay, I am not going to do anything with this. This 500-gram itself will lift this 100-gram. Have you ever thought of any real experience of lifting heavy weights? And you might be thinking of them, why do they take so long time? Have you observed lifting of the car on the platform when it is taken to the garage, mechanic shop, isn't it? Have you observed that? So that the car will have good mass, 1000 kg, 1500 kg, 2000 kg and all, and it requires huge force to lift it, isn't it? It requires really huge force to lift it. But yes, they are lifting it. Have you ever thought how do they lift such huge weight? Yeah, this is the same principle, same experiment which will help you to understand how that huge car is lifted to the top and they repair it. Okay, so the concept here taken is called hydraulic lift. Pretty much easy one. Okay, but again this works on a basic principle of fluid mechanics. In fact, fluid statics and fluids it's actually. Okay, so now this 500-gram is going to lift that, that 1 kg weight. Okay, half kg lifting 1 kg. Let us see how does that lift. So dear students, as you can see, now this syringe weight is coming down slowly. At the same time, this syringe is going up. Observe carefully. See, this has crossed the mark of 40 now and slowly going up. Isn't it? Yes, it is going up, and it just came to the bottom, as you can see, right? And this went upwards. So, and you can also see it's only 500-gram here, and we have two weights of 500-gram, which means here we have 1000-gram and here we have only 500-gram. Isn't it interesting? 500-gram lifting 1000-gram weight. Right, wasn't it interesting? How did that lift? How did this half a kg lift that 1 kg weight, right? And one more thing you could observe while doing the experiment was that 1 kg weight was going up slowly, right? It was slower compared to this. Yeah, that's right. But the factor that worked here is pressure of the fluid. Okay, so why this 500-gram can lift, or how this 500-gram can lift this 1000-gram or 1 kg weight? The basic principle behind this, because see, if you want to increase the or if you want to rise 1000-gram of weight or 1 kg of weight, you need to apply the same amount of force equal to its weight. What is weight? W, mg. Okay, mass into acceleration due to gravity is the weight of the object. So we will discuss all those things in the class itself. But now you just think over the factor that if I want to raise 1 kg of weight, I need to apply at least 10 Newton of force. Okay, I need at least 10 Newton of force to lift 1 kg of weight. At the same time, this 500 gram weight can only apply 5 Newton of force, right? Because it's mg again, okay, mass is 0.5, g is 10, 5 Newton of force. So this 500 gram weight is applying only 5 Newton force here, but this 5 Newton force when it came here became 10 Newton, isn't it? That is why this can be raised up. How is that happening? This 5 Newton force became 10 Newton there. How is that happening? So this is happening because of a basic law in physics which is called Pascal's law, which says not the force on the fluid but the pressure on the fluid is constant, or pressure on the fluid is constant and equally transmitted to the other side. What is pressure? You might have seen this expression, pressure is equal to force by area, right? And from Pascal's law, pressure exerted by this smaller weight is on the fluid is equal to the pressure exerted by the fluid on the weight will be equal. Okay, so pressure at this point is equally transmitted and is pushed upwards, not the force. So what is pressure? Pressure is force by area. So pressure is same at this point and at this point. That is what the physics law says. Okay. So if I write the expression for pressure at this point and this point, so I can call this pressure at the first syringe as P1, which is equal to F1 by A1. Why so? Because what is A here? A is the area. See the area of the syringe that you can see, it's a circle, right? If I cut a syringe and show it to like this, that is what is the area of the syringe. Okay. So A is the area here, and here A1 is area of this, and hence we will take A2 as the area of the larger syringe, and F1 is the force exerted on the fluid by the weight of the first syringe. Okay, F1 is the force exerted on the fluid by the weight on the first syringe, and F2 is the force, because force is upwards now here, F2 is the force exerted by the fluid on the syringe tube, or the weight of the syringe on the weight of the syringe upwards like this. Okay, so if I write the expression for P2, where P2 is the pressure at this point, P2 is equal to F2 by A2. And now Pascal's law says, what does Pascal's law say? It's a law in physics, don't need to bother about the definition or the statement and all, we just concentrate on the concept. So according to Pascal's law, pressure at this point is equal to pressure at this point. Okay, so it says P1 is equal to P2. From this, what happens here? It says F1 by A1. What is P1? F1 by A1 is equal to, what is P2? P2 is F2 by A2. So now, if I write the expression for F2, what is F2? F2 is the force exerted by the fluid on the weight of the second syringe, right? That is what F2. So, according to this, F2 becomes equal to A2 by A1, right? A2 by A1 into F1. So, from this expression you can see, if I have A2 greater than A1, what is A2 here? A2 is the area of larger syringe, A1 is the area of smaller syringe, and you can see that A2, area of larger syringe, is greater than A1, which is area of smaller syringe. So this ratio A2 by A1 is always greater than 1. let us assume that, okay, I could have measured, but let us assume that area of this larger syringe is twice the area of the smaller syringe, and hence A2 becomes equal to 2A1, right? Can you see this? So from this, A2 is equal to 2A1, which means I can replace A2 by 2A1 in this expression, and hence F2 becomes equal to 2A1 by A1 into F1. A1 cancels. So F2 is equal to 2F1, and that is what we are seeing and saw during the experiment, isn't it? F2 is the force on the weight of the second syringe due to the fluid, and F1 is the force by the weight on the fluid in the first syringe. Following? As I say, this is only 500 gram, which means it can exert only 5 Newton force, and this is 1 kg, and hence it can exert 10 Newton of force. So 5 Newton force, here it became 10 Newton force. That was practical observation, and that is what we have here. Theoretically, F2 is equal to 2F1. What is F1? F1 is 5 Newton. 5 into 2 is equal to 10. That is why the second weight is lifted upwards using the smaller weight here. Clear? That's it. Thank you. Right. Dear students, now I have replaced this smaller weight, and just I'm holding the smaller syringe in my hand, as you can see here, and here I have placed 500 gram more on it, so that the total weight or total mass on the second syringe is 1.5 kg, 1.5 kg. Now, do you think is it easy for me to lift 1.5 kg using my thumb? Don't you think it is difficult? Don't try this. Okay, it is going to be difficult, but not so difficult using fluids or Pascal's law. You can see, I'll just lift this 1.5 kg using my thumb like this. See, it is such a easy task for me, right? I can easily do it. I'll do it again. See, it is easy. I have lifted it. But now, in the same way, even in your even when you go to the car garage, there also they will make use of regular pumps used to lift water upwards, and they will push the water using very less effort, right? Because what I just applied is very less effort. I have effort here. I put very less effort in this end, and here I am doing pretty much good work here, right? Lifting 1.5 kg is not that easy, right? But I am doing it effortlessly, right? In the same way, in the garages, they will make use of regular pumps to push the water from a smaller syringe, not the syringe, they will have their own apparatus, but the basic principle is this: they will push the water from the smaller pipe, and from the larger pipe, you could observe when you go there will be a larger pipe built underneath the car, right? So they will push the water from the smaller pipe, and the larger pipe will lift the car upwards. Clear? That is how the cars are lifted in the garages. Thank you.